In this video, we'll be looking at prepositional phrase modifiers of nominals. Okay, we've already seen that various phrases can occur as modifiers of nominals, such as adjective phrases, and other nouns can also occur in compound structures. And then we can also get prepositional phrases. So let's look at some examples. That book on the table is my favorite, where on the table modifies and helps us locate book. Which book? The one on the table. Or the man with the hat greeted us. Which man greeted us? The one with the hat. Okay, we can tell that these are part of the nominal or part of the noun phrase, because if we replaced it with a pronoun, we'd have to say, that book on the table, it is my favorite, and on the table would be replaced as well. Same thing with the man with the hat, he greeted us. And the prepositional phrase can occur with any noun phrase. It doesn't have to be a subject noun phrase. It could be in other positions in the sentence too, like we have a dog with gray fur. Again, gray fur specifies which dog. Or in an example like, I rent a small apartment behind the school. The apartment's behind the school. And here we see small, another modifier going as well. Or prepositional phrases with the noun phrases, with noun phrase subjects and noun phrase objects. So a couple with two kids bought the house. Which house? The house across the street. Like with adjective phrase modifiers, we can get the rule that we need for including our prepositional phrases in our nominals with the following. So a nominal can consist of a nominal plus a prepositional phrase, or a prepositional phrase combines with a nominal to make a bigger nominal. Let's look at some examples. So we had this example, the man with the hat greeted us, where the prepositional phrase with the hat modifies the man. So let's put that together. All right, so we'll have this noun phrase with the structure presented here. And of course, the preposition will combine with the noun phrase to make a prepositional, like this. Once we have the prepositional phrase built up, then we can combine it with the nominal produced from the man or from man, and make a bigger nominal, as we see here. Now that we have the noun with all of its modifiers built up, we can add in the determiner to make the noun, and that will give us the subject of our sentence. The man with the hat, he greeted us, and of course then we can build up the verb phrase in the normal way, with the verb plus the following noun phrase forming the verb phrase. And as expected, then the subject plus the verb phrase gives us the sentence. And this will be the structure for the man with the hat greeted us. Here's another example sentence with prepositional phrases modifying nominals. Here we have modifying two nominals. So we have the man in the car owns a huge ranch in Texas. In the car modifies the man, helping us figure out which man we're talking about. And in Texas locates the ranch. Let's look at the structures that this will have. All right, so we'll start at the end of our sentence and putting it together. In Texas, so Texas is going to be a proper noun, and will therefore have this structure. Then we'll combine it with the preposition to make the prepositional phrase in Texas. Now we're ready to combine it with the nominal that's headed by ranch. Now here with ranch, we also have the adjective phrase, huge. And when we combine adjective phrases with nominals, of course, we also get a nominal. And when we combine prepositional phrases with nominals, we get nominals. So our rule doesn't specify which ones we can combine first. We can do it in either order. I personally prefer combining the ones after the nouns first to produce this kind of structure. But the other ordering is also possible. So instead of combining ranch with in Texas, we could first combine huge with ranch, giving us the structure presented here, and then we would combine this nominal with in Texas. Again, however, I kind of like the other ordering better, putting ranch together with in Texas first, although it really doesn't matter. If we do stick with that, we'll have this, and now we're ready to add the adjective phrase with this nominal. Once we've built up the nominal in whatever order, we can add in the determiner to make the noun phrase, which gives us the structure for a huge ranch in Texas. Now this noun phrase comes after the verb, so we'll combine the verb with it to make the verb. This noun phrase occurs after the verb, so we'll combine it with the verb to make the verb phrase. Now that we've got the predicate complete, we can build up the subject noun phrase. Okay, so again we have the man in the car. We have in the car as a prepositional phrase. It consists of the car as the noun phrase object of the preposition, which will combine with the preposition in to make the prepositional phrase. We can now combine it with the nominal headed by man to make the larger nominal man in the car. With the nominal complete, we can add in the determiner and combine it with the nominal to make the noun phrase. That gives us our noun phrase subject, which then can combine with the verb phrase to make the sentence, producing our structure for the man in the car owns a huge ranch in Texas. Because our rules for prepositional phrases introduce a noun phrase, so a prepositional phrase is a preposition followed by a noun phrase, it sets up the possibility for recursion, that is, that the noun phrase inside the prepositional phrase could contain its own prepositional phrase. Okay, so the prepositional phrase will contain a preposition plus a noun phrase. The noun phrase will at least have a nominal in it, and then the nominal may be composed of a smaller nominal plus a prepositional phrase, which we can then start the cycle over again. We can see an example of this here. So you can start with a sentence like, I like the park. There's park where it's a nominal, so we can modify it by a prepositional phrase. On the hill. That introduces its own noun phrase, a nominal hill, which can then be modified by something like near the school. Okay? School is its own nominal, so it can be modified as well. Near the school with the pirate mascot. Okay? Mascot, pirate mascot's a noun and a nominal, so we can modify that as well. The pirate mascot with the parrot. Parrot's a noun, and then that can be modified with the parrot on his shoulder. Let's look at an example structure. If we consider a sentence like, we ate the pizza from the fridge in the dorm, so you can see we have a prepositional phrase in the dorm, modifying the location of the fridge, and then the fridge in the dorm tells us where the pizza is from. Let's build up our structure. So the dorm is going to be a noun phrase. Like so, it will combine with the preposition in to give us the prepositional phrase in the dorm. This in turn can combine with the nominal headed by fridge to make the bigger nominal fridge in the dorm. This nominal will combine with the determiner, the, to give us the noun phrase, the fridge in the dorm. This larger noun phrase can serve as the object of the preposition from to make the prepositional phrase from the fridge in the dorm. This will then be used to modify pizza. And with the addition of the final determiner, the, we now have the noun phrase object for the verb ate. The noun phrase can combine with the verb to give us the verb phrase. With the predicate intact, we can now label the subject, we, and combine it with the verb phrase to make the sentence. And that'll be our structure for we ate the pizza from the fridge in the dorm. Another possibility with our rules, because the prepositional phrase plus the nominal makes a bigger nominal, well, is that this rule itself could be recursive. That is, the prepositional phrase plus the nominal is a nominal. Well, we should be able to add another prepositional phrase to it. And that is in fact the case. Let's look at an example sentence. So an example like the pizza on the table from last night is cold. We have two prepositional phrases, on the table, from last night. Now it is possible that from last night is modifying table, but more likely the table's been there more than just one night, and that in fact from last night is modifying the pizza. So let's draw that structure where on the table is going to modify pizza and from last night is also going to modify it. On the table will be a prepositional phrase with a familiar structure. And since it's closest to the word pizza, it'll have to combine with that nominal first. So pizza will be a nominal, and then pizza on the table will be a nominal. And our rule says that the nominal can be modified by a prepositional phrase, and indeed we've got another one here, from last night. Last night, of course, contains an adjective phrase modifying night with last, and then that and no determiner, and then it'll combine with the preposition to give us the prepositional phrase. This prepositional phrase, in turn, can combine with our nominal that we have, pizza on the table. Now that we've built up our noun phrase or our nominal headed by pizza with all of its modifiers, we can combine it with the determiner. and complete our noun phrase subject. We can now build up our predicate, which consists of a verb plus an adjective phrase. Those two will combine to make the verb phrase, and the predicate plus the subject gives us the sentence. And our structure for the pizza on the table from last night is cold. Because we have these two possibilities for the attachment of prepositional phrases, they can either combine with a nominal, which itself already contains a prepositional phrase, or they could combine with the nominal inside a prepositional phrase. We can actually get ambiguous sentences. For example, consider the following sentence. He left a spot on the rug near the fireplace. What near the fireplace is modifying is actually ambiguous. It could be modifying the rug. That is, the rug is near the fireplace, and somewhere on the rug there is a spot. The spot may or may not be close to the fireplace on the rug. Whereas the other possibility is near the fireplace modifies spot. So not only is the spot on the rug, but the spot is located near the fireplace. Let's look at the structure of this sentence, or the two possible structures for this sentence. The ambiguity in this sentence rests on where near the fireplace that prepositional phrase goes. It could modify either rug or spot. Okay? Let's start with rug. It can modify where the rug is located, not necessarily where the spot is. If it modifies rug, then it will combine with the nominal headed by rug to make a bigger nominal. The rug near the fireplace will then serve as the object of the preposition to give us the prepositional phrase on the rug near the fireplace. This would then modify the nominal headed by spot, producing the larger nominal. A spot on the rug near the fireplace then occurs as the object of the verb, giving us our complete predicate, which then combines with the subject to form the sentence. This will give us the structure of the sentence if near the fireplace modifies rug and leaves unspecified where exactly on the rug the spot is. If, however, we want near the fireplace to modify the spot, we'll have to first make on the rug a prepositional phrase by itself, which means rug will now combine directly with the to make its own noun phrase. That in turn will combine with on to make the prepositional phrase, which will combine with spot to modify it. Now once we have spot on the rug built up, we can add in near the fireplace to that to make a bigger nominal, which we can then combine with the determiner to make the noun phrase a spot on the rug near the fireplace, and now we're ready to add in the rest of the sentence as before. Okay, so this will give us the structure for spot on the rug near the fireplace, where near the fireplace modifies spot, as does rug. So now not only is the spot on the rug, but it's specifically near the fireplace as well. With this, you should be able to draw structures with prepositional phrase modifiers of noun phrases.